Calling Brandon now. Hmm.
We live now?
Not quite.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going, Brandon? All right, so I got Ron on Skype. I got you on the phone. Do I need to take it off speaker? All right. Ron, can you hear me? I'm sorry, Brandon, can you hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Wonderful. Let's roll. You can come back in with the drop. Thank you, ma'am.
Will I also be able to hear Ron? Okay.
Who is
Who is
who is
who is
who is that on the radio?
who is that on the radio?
Who is that on the radio?
You really want to know who's on the radio? Come on. Let's talk about it.
Jeffrey. Let's talk about it live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Watching is the best decision you'll ever make. Saturdays from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern. Call or text in live 478-569-6474. Hashtag Let's Talk with Jeffrey. Check us out on www.instinctradio.net or download the Instinct Radio app in your Apple or your Google Play Store.
Let's give them something to talk about.
It's almost showtime, people. Let's tune in to see what Jeffrey has in store for us tonight. And here's your host, Jeffrey L. Miller.
Facebook family, what's going on? Instinct Radio, we are back. We are back at it with Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller. Every Saturday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m., we get together and we have these conversations. All right, so now, in this hour, we are blessed to have two very talented brothers with us. Now, these brothers are so talented that they've actually created their own webisode, web series called Lil Ron Ron. We are joined by Brandon and Ron. Let's talk to these brothers right now about their web series. Now, first of all, I gave you their government names. Their government names, Brandon and Ronald. Their government names. Now, Ronald, will you tell us what your entertainment name is, sir?
My entertainment, RonboiTV. Well, that's my brand name, RonboiTV, but I'm known as Lil Ron Ron. So there you have it.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, Ronald, talk to us.
We're good, man. Like we got more Lil Ron Ron episodes coming out next week. Like we slowed up a lot because we had to get a lot of things situated, but we're gonna put the pressure back on it with the Lil Ron Ron. So be prepared for a big week next week.
Good deal, good deal. Now, we also have with us, we have Brandon. Now, Brother Brandon, tell us your entertainment name or your web name, if you will, and how you're involved with Lil Ron Ron.
My web name on all of my social media is Cartoon Connect. So I go by Cartoon Connect on all of my social media, and I am the animator of Lil Ron Ron. So I do all of the drawings and all of the cartoon stuff is what I do.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Now, here we go. Now, let's start with you, Brother Ronald. First of all, I understand that you have a sketch comedy background. How did you get into sketch comedy?
Man, just at the house board one day, I was kind of quiet back in school, but I always had this urge to just do videos and be in front of the camera and act a fool. So one day I was just bored at the house and I just started recording myself, and I would do impersonations of black moms and white moms, and that's how I started off doing it. I just kept doing it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Now, Brandon, now you being the artistic talent, tell us about your artistic background. How did you get started in animation?
I've always been drawing ever since I was little, and about 2 to 3 years ago, I got on YouTube and just wanted to learn how to make cartoons. So I just sat on there for about a year teaching myself how to make cartoons, and then after I started doing that, I met Ron, and we just got together and did the show.
Okay, now that's an interesting question. Now, how did the two of you actually meet?
We met through
Online
Facebook.
over.
Ron, you tell me first, then we'll come back to you, Brandon.
Oh, okay, yeah, we actually met through Facebook. Like I said, I was doing the video, the impersonation videos, and
Mm-hmm.
he seen the video and he texted me. He was like, man, we should animate this, and we animated that first video and we let it run overnight, and it got 2 million views, and we
Wow.
just kept putting them out ever since.
Good deal. Good deal. Brother Ronald, talk to us. How was that first meeting?
Oh man, it was dope, man. Like I checked out some of his stuff that he had going on his page, and he went through most of my stuff, and we just kept working ever since. Like every time I do a video here, animated, and we just kept it going.
Good deal. Now, Brandon, how did you take the comedic talent that Ronald brought to the table and turn it into animation? Tell me your thought process.
Once I heard his voice on the cartoon, I just kind of tried to think of what I would think that character would look like, and I took a while to do a couple of different drawings, and then I'm inspired by some of the older cartoons that were on, like the Proud Family and cartoons
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
So once I seen those, or once I thought about that, I started drawing stuff up, and I finally came up with the design of them, and I sent it over to Ron, and we did that first video, and it just seemed like that exact design that I came out with just happened to like exactly fit the character to where it was just a look that everybody liked and everybody enjoyed it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Let me ask you this question, and this one's for you, Brandon. Now, listen. You said that you've actually learned how to draw by watching different things online and teaching yourself. Who are your artistic influences? Who do you see as far as animators that you draw influence from?
There's a lot of different animators that I've watched because I'm just a huge fan of cartoons, like all of the older Nickelodeon cartoons like Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, that one was on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
Either one, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, Disney Channel. I just grew up watching cartoons all the time. So all of those older cartoons, like kind of the cartoons I would watch when I was younger growing up, I'm just really influenced by all of those.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay. Now, Ronald, let's talk about it. Now, you went from sketch comedy impersonating white mothers and black mothers, but what's been the most challenging thing for you when it comes to writing Lil Ron Ron?
You just want to try not to bore people out. Like writing the scripts, I used to come right off the head with, but now I just have to sit down and really sketch out a company script for it. Because then it got to the point where okay, we seen this, we seen that. So that's another reason we're taking so long with the episodes. Like it's getting a little more complex now. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little better with it.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Now, listen, Brother Brandon, artists are always looking for ways to, improve on their craft and get better at what they do. What's the biggest challenge for you to keep your skills honed and to keep all your art, fresh and innovative? What are you doing?
Hey, what's up? It's
I pretty much just try to keep up with like the newer cartoons that come out and the art style, so that every time I do a new episode, I try to think of something new that I can put in there that'll catch the viewer's eyes, whether that be something in the background that they notice or a little change in the main characters that we have. I always try to implement something new artistically that I've maybe seen somewhere or that I've been inspired by.
Okay, fair enough. Now, what I've done is I've gone through and I've found a couple of clips to let people know who Lil Ron Ron is. We're going to play these clips coming up really soon. The first one that I have is Lil Ron Ron showing out in school. But before we get to that, what I want to talk about to you guys is tell us who Lil Ron Ron is. We'll start with you, Ronald, and then Brandon, give us some feedback as well. How did Lil Ron Ron come about?
Like I said, I was at the house and I had a concept that I really wanted to go after. It was like, it'd be parents that separated and they had that innocent child right there in the middle. And I came up with this idea. I was like, okay, this is something people go through. It's real and it's funny because it's a 6-year-old and he don't know any better. So I was like, let me put these together and see how we're gonna do with these. And we just kept it going.
Okay. Brother Brandon.
Once I heard the audio, it was so funny to me that I was like, I have to think of something that'll look good with this that people will want to continue to keep watching. So
Hmm.
as I was drawing everything up, my main goal was to come up with something that visually that people would want to watch over and over. Um, I see shows like The Simpsons that have been on for years and years and years. I wanted to kind of think
Years.
of a design that would keep people watching it for as long as we continue to come out with stuff, and Ron continues to come out with these hilarious scripts.
Okay, fair enough. Now we're gonna play this one. This one's called Lil Ron Ron showing out at school showing out. I'm gonna set it up a little bit for you. This is Lil Ron Ron in school being asked a question, and he answers the question, and when he answers the question, you see how he figures the answer out. I got a question for both of you when we come back. All right, let's roll this clip. Here we go.
Alrighty, class. Who wants to try and answer this math question?
Me, I'll answer that math question.
Do you know the answer, Ron Ron?
Yeah, my mama ain't raised no fool.
Do you mind sharing your answer with everyone?
If I had 5 cheese sticks and I ate 2 cheese sticks, then I got 3 cheese sticks left. Yep.
That is correct, Ron Ron. Great job.
Hello?
Still here with you.
Hello?
Hold on one second. We're still with you.
You want to play basketball with me?
Yeah. What you want to play one-on-one?
Oh yeah, I want to play one-on-one. I'm LeBron James. Who you gonna be?
You gonna see?
Ooh, how you jump so high like that?
Cause my daddy bought me some jump high shoes.
Man, I want some jump.
Man, listen. I got to ask you guys this question. First of all, Brandon and Ronald, it's funny stuff. It's just absolutely hilarious. But I got to know, what's the deal with the cheese sticks? I mean, he's constantly, referencing cheese sticks some way, shape, or form. Let me know, fellas. What is it about these cheese sticks?
These is real good.
So how did that come about? Why the cheese sticks?
Cheese sticks come from it's the season 1, the second episode when Lil Ron Ron came back to his dad's house from his mom's house, and I guess he had told his dad something that he didn't want to hear, and Lil Ron Ron ended up ordering pizza, and his daddy walked out the door, slammed the door in his face, and Lil Ron Ron bowed his head, and he was sad. He was like, him didn't ask me what kind of pizza I want. I want cheese sticks too.
So it just stuck.
It just hit. It just stuck there.
Good deal. Brother Brandon, any input on those cheese sticks, man? Do you like cheese sticks too?
Yeah, after that episode, it seemed like once we were putting the episodes out, that was like the funniest part, like, to everybody. So we started like implementing that in the episodes to come, and it just became like the main thing that everybody loved about the episode. And ever since we've been making the cartoon, it seems like I've been eating cheese sticks more.
Understood. Listen, we got a couple of comments from Facebook, and actually, Brandon, this one's for you. It says, Jeffrey, ask Mr. Brandon, can I pass my email to him so he can get some animation characters for his children's book? So, Brother Brandon, let me ask you this, flat out. If somebody wanted to acquire your services or partner with you, are you open, or are you just, right now it's all about Lil Ron Ron?
Yes, I'm open to do other projects, but Lil Ron Ron is always going to be the main project. So if I have Lil Ron Ron projects to work on, the other projects will just take longer for me to work on because I always want to make sure that I have my Lil Ron Ron stuff done first.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And listen, here's the thing. Both of you men are successful. Both of you men have something that people enjoy seeing. What's going to happen is they're going to want more from you because they see the talent. So this is for you, Brother Ronald. With your comedic talents, your sketch comedy skills, have you been approached about doing more?
Yes, I actually have. I've been approached by a couple people that own like clubs. They be trying to get me to do stand up and things like that. It just be different people ask me if I do different stuff, and I'm not really into the stand up, but it's something that I was really thinking about at one point.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now listen, I got some more clips. Now we're all building up to something because there's a song that's just been released as well. We're going to play that last, but I got a couple of more clips that I want to play. Now I'm going to set this next one up. This one is Father's Day. And this is Lil Ron Ron recognizing that it's Father's Day and he needs to do something special for his father. And he takes him to a really interesting restaurant. So when we pull this one up, you'll get to see how Ron Ron's thought process goes through. And after we're done with the clip, Brother Ronald, I want to talk to you about how you came up with this concept for Father's Day with Lil Ron Ron. So here we go.
Okay.
Guess what today is, y'all? Today Father's Day. Yep. It's time for me to take my daddy somewhere now. Yeah. He finna like this.
Have you called your daddy and told him Happy Father's Day yet? While you on Facebook Live?
Yeah, I'm about to now. You already told him, Mama? You ain't shit, you ain't shit, you ain't shit.
Hello?
Happy Father's Day, little ugly dude.
Well, who you talking to?
I'm just playing, Daddy. Can you put some clothes on so I can take you somewhere for Father's Day?
How you gonna take me somewhere? You can't drive.
That's what the Uber driver for, Daddy. He finna come get me now. All right, Daddy, you can take that off your face now.
Boy, what you know about some Hooters?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna like this place. You can look at girls and eat hot wings, Dad. Yeah.
What can I get you guys to drink?
You can get my dad a beer. He like beer. Yep.
Okay, that's one beer. And what for you, little man?
Y'all got some Kool-Aid?
Sorry, we don't have Kool-Aid, baby.
Well, can I just have your phone number then?
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe.
Man, listen. I just got to ask you this. Every time he has that thought, the way, he's like, you ain't shit. Where did that come from? Where'd that come from, Brother Ronald? Where'd that come from?
It's just, you know how your mama tell you no, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. You be wanting to say something, but it just be in your head. So I know he's not saying it's just a thought.
It's a thought, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Now, brother Brandon, when it came to animating that part of it, you pulled it off perfectly. How were you able to do that? Because you can see the look in his face where he's basically, the look says it all, but then the song comes back in. How'd you pull it off so well?
When he first played me that clip, I thought it was hilarious. I
Yes.
was like, man, I gotta make sure that I get it to where it looks like that's what he's thinking when he's sitting there. So the first thing I thought, I was like, well, I kind of got to make him either look down or kind of look sad at the person, because when you're thinking about something, sometimes you might look down or you'll look at the person but you won't say anything. So I made sure that the camera was on him, and then it did like a kind of like really slow zoom in to try to get that effect of what he was actually thinking.
Absolutely. Well, you pulled it off, and Brother Ronald, I'm right there with you. There have been plenty of times that, I was thinking all types of craziness in my mind about something my mother and father told me to do, but I dared not say it. So the way that you put that together in the script, and Brother Brandon, the way you illustrated it and animated it, I mean, it's just perfect, Now look, I got one more question for you guys. when I was watching the videos, I came across the video of Lil Ron Ron being born. Now, this one's for you, Brandon. I'm trying to figure out, how was Lil Ron Ron born with 2 parts and a fade already in his head? I just don't, help me understand that part now.
Well, every episode I try to do something that somebody's gonna see and that they're gonna either question or that they're gonna think is like hilarious.
Yes.
And he's known for the fade, so as I was drawing that up, I was like, how funny would it be if he just came out with the fade already? I knew that was gonna be like a hit part of the show that everybody was gonna thought was hilarious. So I put that in there, and it just happened to be like everybody loved it.
Man, that was hilarious. Now, Brother Ronald, when you see what he puts together, when you see what Brandon puts together, what's your reaction to some of the stuff now? Because I know you got the scripts going, but what's your reaction when you see it animated?
It's crazy how he's able to do that from the artistic side. Like, I can do it from the scripting side and the voicing, but when he brings it to life, it's just different stuff that you forget the details. So I'd be surprised when I see it, and it'd be too funny.
Man, it is hilarious. All right, so I got a question for each one of you. Now, you got a lot of content out there, and all the content is really good. This one's for you first, Brother Brandon. Of all the works that you guys have put together in your collaboration, which one is your favorite episode?
I think my favorite one is, I would say it's either out of the birth one that we just did or the one where his parents went on a date, because I got a chance to redraw all of the characters in like different outfits, because on cartoons usually they always wear the same outfit, and since it was a special occasion, I got to redraw everybody's outfits. I got to draw up like a fancy restaurant, and I really had fun doing illustrations for that episode.
Good deal. Okay, now here we go, Brother Ronald. Of all the episodes you put together now, which one is your favorite episode?
Man, my favorite episode is when Lil Ron Ron was in class telling his mama business, man. That's fun. And it did the most, I believe.
All right, hey, man, I'm right there with you. Listen, I sat down and I was just going through episode after episode. One that jumped out to me, they were doing the credit repair. Remember that one? Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. No cell phones on the set. Scene 1, Ron Ron, and you ain't shit. Man, it was just hilarious to me. Absolutely hilarious. Now, I enjoy the talent, and I'm really, really happy about what you're doing. It looks like you guys are taking it to the next level, though, because you're into music now with it. Tell me about this music or this song that you got coming out, or that's already out.
Yeah, what I usually try to do to keep the fans entertained, I either remix a song that's already out on the radio, or I try to get something original going. And this is what this is. The Drippin' Soft is Lil Ron Ron's first original single. So it's been out 2 weeks now, and it's doing pretty good.
Good deal. All right, listen, we got one more clip before we get to Dripping Sauce. Now, this one is Lil Ron Ron meeting the next door neighbor. Now, here's the thing. Now, everybody know who Miss Parker is in Friday. This is the equivalent in Lil Ron Ron, verse of meeting Miss Parker. But just watch it, because it goes left real quick and it's hilarious. So we're going to play this next clip. This is Lil Ron Ron meets his next door neighbor, Lady Libra.
Hey, boys.
What kind of shoes them is?
Baby, these are Tim's. You never seen these before?
No. Why do you look like that?
These are real, baby.
They look like some wheat things. Why it look like you stepped on the moon pie? You be wearing them to the booty club? Cause I know you be sliding everywhere.
Oh. How do you know I work at the booty club?
Cause that's where all the big booty girls work at. Yeah.
You so silly.
Them shoes.
How y'all doing?
your ugly ass in this house and clean this room up. You got cheese stick crumbs everywhere.
You ain't shit. You ain't
I'm sorry, girl. I'll call you later.
I'ma tell my mama to get me some wheat thins too.
Boy, if you don't get...
All right. Okay. Now look. There it was again. Now, hey, I'll say this to you guys. I'm real new to Lil Ron Ron, but that new "you ain't shit" that's gonna be that's my thing right there. I'm just gonna say it. Now I'm gonna act like I created it until people go to YouTube and find out, Ronald, that was your stuff. But hilarious. So how'd you come up with that episode?
It was requested by one of our IG followers, and she wanted a video. So I had this idea, you know, how that Friday started off when Craig and what's his name sitting on the porch. And I said, we can do that. So we stuck with that concept, and I just put a script together and sent it out.
Good deal. Now, Brother Brandon, let me ask you this question. First of all, are you guys in the same city?
No, we're in. I'm in South Bend, Indiana, and he's in Mobile, Alabama.
Okay, now I knew that. I just wanted people to understand something. When you are serious about making something happen, distance, it doesn't matter. When you got something that's really strong and really powerful like Lil Ron Ron is, you find a way to make it work. So these are brothers who don't live near each other, different states, not neighboring states even, but, you know, a lot of distance. And they make it work, and we are the ones who get the benefit from it. So first of all, kudos to you gentlemen for doing that. But here's the next thing I want to know. Now, with this success, what do you think is really fueling it? What's keeping Lil Ron Ron so hot? Start with you, brother Ronald.
It's just the fans to me, and how I see the little kids and even grown folks, even elderly folks out when I get out and about. They just, that's little ugly dude. Cheese is real good. And it's just the support behind it. It just really gives us the fuel to keep putting them out.
Good deal. All right, Brother Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, definitely. All of the fans that support and everybody that shares the videos and supports all the videos. Like when me and Ron go out places, people come up to us and tell us how they support our cartoon, and that means a lot. That really fuels us to keep going and motivates us to continue to work our hardest and put out the best episode that we can put out. And they continue to support, so it makes everything just so much better.
Good deal. Now let me ask you this question. We'll start with you, Brother Brandon. When you guys went viral, describe the feeling for us. What were you thinking when you really saw it take off and go viral like that?
To be honest, I was I couldn't believe it, because when we did it, it wasn't that we didn't think it was going to go like that. We just it's just what we like to do, and we enjoyed making videos. He enjoyed doing the comedy side, and I enjoyed making cartoons. So when it did do that, it surprised us. But once it did happen, we were so happy that it did, because then we knew we had something that people would really enjoy. Good deal. Brother Ronald.
Yeah, same thing Brandon said. Like, we put that episode out, and it just fuels us, and it puts us there.
Good deal. Okay, listen. Now we're gonna play Lil Ron Ron, Drippin' Sauce. Now before we play this song, Brother Ronald, tell us what the inspiration was, and what do we mean by, actually, I want you to answer what we mean by dripping sauce when the song is over, but tell us about the inspiration for it before we play it.
Okay, then. Well, it's inspired by, cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks.
Cheese sticks, exactly.
Okay.
Like, when you dip the marinara sauce and it's dripping off, and then it's all about Lil Ron Ron's clothing, too. Like, his swag is like he's dripping sauce, and it's kind of versatile. You can use it anyway.
Okay. Good deal. Now, Brother Brandon, when you were, working with Brother Ronald to come up with the illustrations for it and everything like that, how did Drippin' Sauce kind of feed off what you've already drawn?
Well, in the episodes, I always try to make Lil Ron Ron as fashionable as we can. So he always has on the latest Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
He might have on a gold chain, some nice glasses or something. I always try to make sure that he dressed real well, so that when we use the words like dripping sauce, and it just basically describes that he's always like dressed really well. So I always just try to implement like the newest stuff on him. So he's always like real swagged out.
Good deal. Good deal. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play. We're gonna debut it on Instinct Radio tonight. This is the world premiere. I took y'all back. Y'all might not know about that. That's from BET back in the day. But we're going to play Dripping Sauce by Lil Ron Ron. Then we'll come back and we'll get some feedback from the brothers on this song. Here we go. This is Dripping Sauce, Lil Ron Ron. Here we go.
I'm fly though. Icy balls, my flow cold. Got the internet on fire though. Kicking it, that's Tybo. Million likes, that's my post. Chick chasing, cutting up, going steady like Rocco. Watch out, little ugly dude. Need my space to make a couple moves. Staying fresh is a must do. I be on the bread like mustard do. Bust around like Buster do. On my grind like Hustle do. Hit the fold when I bust a move. Cheese sticks in my lunchbox. Chicken nuggets from Runner House. Egg balls in my mama house. I be supposed to do a song around, but they be scared of that like a honey house. On my toes, on sit a lot. I like the girl like mix a lot. Never stop, won't quit a lot. Cause I be dripping sauce like the kitchen pot. Got these haters waiting cause they feel I'm hot. Started from the bottom, trying to reach the top. And now they see me in the game, they trying to get me out.
What's good with you? What to do? What to do? Huh? Yeah, man. I'm trying to do this phone interview.
Brandon, we live, brother. All right, now listen. The song is hot. You couldn't see me, but I was in here jamming. I don't know the latest dances. I was doing the WAP and the Running Man and the Cabbage Patch. You don't know nothing about those dances, right? That's before your time. Good deal. All right, now when it comes to dripping sauce, I'm just basically saying I'm fresh. You know, I'm clean. You know, that's what I mean when I say I'm dripping sauce. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, good deal. So when I go to work on Monday and I got a bow tie on, I can tell my boss, hey, I'm in here dripping sauce, and they should understand what I'm talking about.
You sauce dripping.
Sauce dripping sauce, you know, y'all killing me. I'll get it right, though. I'll get it right. Good deal, good deal. All right, so, Brother Ronald, what's coming up next with Lil Ron Ron?
We got an episode coming up with Lil Ron Ron and his mom in the mall, and they stopped by a bookstore, and we have a funny concept going on. So I don't want to tell too much about it, but we had that coming out, and then we have Lil Ron Ron at his girlfriend's birthday party, and you know what goes on there. So we have some pretty decent episodes coming up.
Okay, good deal, good deal. All right, now, Brother Brandon, let me ask you this: how long does it take you to turn around the illustration and animations for Lil Ron Ron?
It usually takes me, if I just sit there start to finish, I'd say I usually put in around like 7 hours into it.
Wow. That's actually very, very impressive. So you get it done start to finish in 7 hours.
Yep, unless I have a lot of new like backgrounds and stuff to draw, then it might take a little bit longer. But if I have a lot of stuff already drawn and it's a new episode, then I can usually do it in about 7 hours. If I have new stuff to draw, I'd probably say 8 or 9 hours.
Good deal, good deal. Okay, now, Brother Ronald, when it comes to putting something together, how quickly does it take you from the idea to having it all scripted out? How long does that take you?
Yeah, once I get my idea of what I want to do, I go into my notes, and first I brainstorm. I brainstorm on ideas and ways I want to put it together. And once I got it together, I put together a script, and then I get on my computer and I do the voices for it. And once the voices are done, I send the completed copy to Brandon, and he starts the animation process. And I have most of the sound effects in it, and if it needs any more editing, Brandon does.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Now listen, one of our Facebook followers, this is Shanita Davis, she says that she loves the episode about the tax refund. Tell us about that episode. What happened in that one?
It's when Lil Ron Ron and his dad is playing the game, and Ron Ron asked his dad for some money, and his dad pull out this wad of cash, and Lil Ron Ron be like, it's tax season, and he don't know his daddy be at work all the time, and you know he thought it was just tax money because you know everybody get a lot of money when it's tax season.
Absolutely, absolutely. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, listen, we're coming to the close of this interview. I just got a few quick questions for you guys. What's the next thing for you, Ronald? What do you have coming up outside of Lil Ron Ron?
I'm basically working my part-time job right now. Lil Ron Ron, we working on new Lil Ron Ron episodes, and we're trying to put together this Lil Ron Ron movie, which is going to release next year. So that's the next big project that we have coming up.
Okay, good deal. All right, Brother Brandon, what about you? Outside of Lil Ron Ron, what do you have coming up?
I just do a lot of cartoons and stuff on YouTube. So on my YouTube channel, I do a lot of different cartoons, and then I'm working on the new Lil Ron Ron stuff that we got coming out, whether that be songs or the movie that we're going to be working on in the future.
Good deal, good deal. All right, here's the last question I have for you. Now, how old is Lil Ron Ron?
Lil Ron Ron is 6 years old. We get 7 years old, we get 8 years old, but he's actually 6 years old.
6 years old.
I feel like that's the fair age of to be innocent and not knowing and just being messy.
So he's just being honest, but it comes across as being messy.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Listen, first of all, Ronald and Brandon, I want to congratulate you two gentlemen, first of all, for putting something together like you have that's very entertaining. It's fresh, it's entertaining, and it's original. That's the main thing, and people have caught on. How many followers do you guys have following Lil Ron Ron?
Me and Brandon compared together. I did a little research. Right at about 4.5 million followers.
4.5 million. Very good, very good. Now, the thing I want to tell everybody out there, these gentlemen just started. And they started something that they had, they didn't even know each other. They connected and they made the most out of it. There is nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's a great example of what happens when we work together. Something positive always comes out of it. So I just want to congratulate you two brothers for being positive, putting something out there that's entertaining. And I want to wish both of you well. Now, Brandon, if people wanted to follow you, Ronald, if people wanted to follow you, how could they follow you on social media?
My Facebook handle is RonboiTV. Well, basically all my social media handle is RonboiTV, Twitter, IG, Instagram, Facebook. Everything is RonboiTV.
Okay, perfect. And Brother Brandon, if people wanted to follow you, where would they find you?
My main thing is YouTube, and on YouTube is Cartoon Connect. And then on all of the rest of them, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the other social media sites is also Cartoon Connect.
Perfect. All right, now we're going to go out on dripping sauce. But again, Ronald, brother, I want to thank you, and Brother Brandon, I want to thank you as well for spending some time with us to talk about Lil Ron Ron. I like dripping sauce, so we're gonna listen to that one, and I'm just gonna jam here, and I'm gonna let you guys have the rest of your weekend back. But thank you so much for coming on with us with Let's Talk About It Live with Jeffrey L. Miller. We appreciate you.
I appreciate that, Jeff.
All right, take care.
All right,
now listen, folks. Here it is again, a world premiere. A world premiere. This is Drippin' Sauce, Lil Ron Ron. Here we go.
Run, no wings on me, I'm fly though. Icy balls, my flow cold. Got the internet on fire though. Kicking it, that's Tybo. Million likes, that's my post. Chick chasing, cutting up, going steady like Rocco. Watch out, little ugly dude. Need my space to make a couple moves. Staying fresh is a must do. I be on the bread like mustard do. Bust around like Buster do. On my grind like Hustle do. Hit the folks when I bust a move. Cheese sticks in my Lunchable. Chicken nuggets from Runner House. Xbox at my mama house. I be supposed to do a song around, but they be scared of that like a honey house. On my toes, don't sit a lot. I like the girls like mix a lot. Never stop or quit a lot, cause I be dripping sauce like the kitchen pot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what we talking about. Haters. Yeah. Listen, folks. I didn't want to close too much. I had a little too much fun on Lil Ron Ron. But listen, there's something that we can really take away from this right here. These are two young men two young men doing something positive. Now, you can watch the episodes and you can see the humor in it. The thing that I see is the potential of the young men in our communities. The potential of the young men in our communities. This man said that, hey, you know, I'm still working my part-time job while he is realizing his talents through comedy and Lil Ron Ron. His inspiration, his creativity, and him and Brother Brandon have put something together. This is the potential of the young men in our neighborhoods, in our communities. The biggest thing that we have to do is first of all, we men, we have to protect our most valuable resources, our women and our children. We men. Now, ladies, I'm not disparaging. You play an important role. We can't do nothing without you. Don't get it twisted. I'm talking to the brothers. Brothers, what we do when we stand up and we are the front line of defense, our women get to relax and give something to our children in the form of nurturing that allows them to grow up whole. I mean whole, not part, missing this part or missing that part. I mean whole. I was thinking about something the other day, and this is a little analogy I've come up with. I'm going to call it the H2O theory. H2O. You take 2 parts hydrogen, 1 part oxygen, you get a molecule of water. We're all on the same page about that, right? So H2O, you take one H being him, the other H being her, that O being the offspring. What you have is a healthy offspring with a healthy dose of him and her, both contributing to that child, that offspring. What happens is if you remove one element of hydrogen from that compound, it becomes unstable. It becomes unstable. You put 1 part hydrogen and 1 part oxygen together, it is an unstable element. So, I believe men, for whatever reason, we're not in the picture, whether it's by design or it's a conscious effort. And we are leaving unstable elements in our children. And that just has to stop. Now, you can start right now. You might not have been there all year. You can start right now and begin to have a positive impact in that child's life. Now, the first thing you got to do if you're going to come back right now is you have to earn the respect of that mother. Don't think you can just show up day one and she's going to let you injure that child by you showing up one day, making a promise and not showing up the next day. No, she's not going to hear that. She's not going to hear that. It's going to have to be a concerted effort on your part. It's going to be some sweat equity that you put in. I guarantee you this, though. If you put in the right amount of work and you establish that you are trustworthy, that woman's not going to fight you. She's going to welcome you. But if you come around shucking and jiving, if you come around on some bull, yeah, she's going to fight you. Rightfully so, because she's protecting that child's feelings from being hurt. Because who has to console that child when you ain't around? She does. So I'm just saying this to you, fellas. If you're watching the show, if you hear this, if you hadn't called all year, I want you to start making an effort to be involved. Because the woman with the right effort, she'll support you. That child with the right effort will welcome you. First, you have to start by forgiving yourself for being absent. And then second, you have to be consistent. You have to be real, and you have to be dedicated to making a difference. Frederick Douglass said it is easier to raise grown children or good children than it is to repair broken men. I messed that quote up, but you can Google it yourself. Frederick Douglass, he said, it's easier to repair children than repair broken men or something like that. Bottom line of it is, that's what I'm saying to you tonight. We got a lot of work to do. It's not impossible. It's not going to be overnight. I believe, though, that we're built for it. We just have to be dedicated. So I just felt like saying that tonight. I get inspired when I see young men doing good things. And, gentlemen, I want you to understand that we can help out with that as well. Here's the quote. Thank you very much. It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Frederick Douglass. So that's all I got for tonight. I want to thank all my guests. First of all, the Fit Kenyan, Jane Mukabi, Cam, Christopher Matthews, RonboiTV, and Cartoon Connect. They showed up and showed out, and I really appreciate it. Now, this is what we do every Saturday from 6 o'clock p.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Instinct Radio. You can find us all over the social media websites. First of all, Twitter, Instinct_radio, Instagram, Instinct Radio, Facebook, Instinct Radio Station, Periscope, Instinct_radio. Email us at instinctradiolive@gmail.com. You can find me all over social media at Talk with Jeffrey. Talk with Jeffrey. Everywhere except for Snapchat. I still ain't going to do it. I don't see the point of it. Why would I take a snap and then chat and it disappear? No, I'll just call you and send you a picture. That's all I got for this weekend. Next weekend is going to be another hot show. We thank all of our listeners for checking us out, and we look forward to doing it again. But now I got to recap this real quick. We had a lot of fun talking with Jane, Christopher, Brandon, and Ronald. But it's the end of the show, and I am out.